So I mean, summer is right around the corner, and we all know summer is going to be full of fun, festivities, festivals, parties, cookouts, bonfires, all of that stuff, or at least I hope it will be. And so when it comes to picking out your fragrance wardrobe and trying to cater something to those events, that can kind of throw a wrench into your plan a little bit, because you're trying to stick with summer-themed fragrances, or at least fragrances that will work in the summertime, but yet you're also going to be wanting to go for strong performers, big, strong scents that will really get you noticed. And as a lot of us have come to find out when it comes to collecting fragrances and trying new things, summer fragrances and performance doesn't always mix. Usually your top performers are going to be winter style scents. So today what I wanted to do was approach this one with a little bit of a different mindset here. Instead of going for all citrus-based aquatics and the freshest of the fresh fragrances for summertime that could work for these outdoor events in the evening or daytime, I wanted to kind of change it up and throw in some ones that are maybe just a little bit sweet, have a little bit more density, a little bit more richness. Now, they're still going to work in the summertime if you have the confidence to pull them off, right? But at the same time, they're still going to have that hard-hitting performance. And with a lot of these here, I can almost guarantee that basically no one else around you is going to be wearing these. I'm not going for the traditional Dior Sauvage, Acqua di Gio Profondo, Invictus Aqua type of picks. We're changing it up big time here. So I will provide links to all of these down below to discounters, so you can pick them up at a price below retail. If I reference prices, it's going to be discounted prices. And really, for the most part here, a lot of these can be picked up for on the cheap end of things here, relatively speaking. For the most part, a lot of these trend in the lower price range there, so you can get these for some surprising prices here. And I think we should kick this one off with Wow by JOOP. So we have balsam fir, cardamom, cashmere, vanilla. Now it sounds over the top sweet, right? And when you think of a JOOP fragrance, you also think of over the top sweet. And initially I kind of thought that as well, before I smelled it, that is. But then when I smelled it, I'm like, you know what? This has a nice balance to it. It's really kind of equaled out. There's this nice overwhelming aromatic tone. It's not super sweet. There's going to be the, I don't know, I guess the armchair fragrance guys out there who look at the note breakdown and hear me talk about it and go, nope, winter fragrance only, right? They haven't even smelled it. It's kind of how it goes a lot of times, it seems. But if you smell this one yourself and you pick it up and you spend the money on it, it's not all that much money, you'll find that the aromatics and the kind of fresh balance that this one has really lends it to be almost an all year round scent to some extent. Now, some may prefer it for spring or for fall. For me, I wouldn't be afraid to wear this one in the summertime. And in fact, if I was wanting attention and really trying to go all out, this is something that I would consider because it's a big performer. It's affordable. The quality is also really, really good for what it is. And this is one of the better JOOP fragrances. Don't write the whole brand off because of JOOP HOMME. This stuff here is really nice. Quality is great. It's very unique. I don't have anything else that smells like it. This is impressive. Next up, another one on the cheaper side here. We have Kenneth Cole Mankind Hero. So we have Mountain Air, Lemon, Lavender, Clary Sage as some of the main notes. Mountain Air, it's got to be in the video, right? Of course, that's like the #1 voted note. I'm not sure what Mountain Air actually smells like, but what I do know is that this has a very crisp and clean smell to it. Almost like a white t-shirt, that type of smell, you know, this clean, fresh laundered clothes smell. There's something about this one that's also very comforting. You know, you smell this one and it's like, yeah, that's nice. It doesn't necessarily hype me up and get me super energized. It's more relaxing. So maybe if you have a summer event where you're taking it easy, maybe it's a cookout with family and friends and you're not partying super hard and you're just taking it easy for the day. It's a nice, beautiful summer day. This is something that I think would smell pleasant to everyone around you. It doesn't smell like you're trying super hard. It doesn't smell like you're trying to get the attention of everyone around you. It's just nice, but it still has the performance to really work well in the summertime and also turn some heads too. Up next, we have KENZO AQUA. So, sharp looking bottle here, KENZO bottle shape. On the sides here, you can see it is just glass, so you can see the amount left right there, but I do like it. This one gets compared a little bit to 1 Million Lucky. The reason why is because there's a hazelnut note in this one. So what did I write down here? We've got, let's see, watery notes, hazelnut, and tonka. So some sweeter notes going on in this one, but you know, it still has that aquatic smell. And when you smell it, you know, you do kind of see where people are coming from here. It does have a little bit of that 1 Million Lucky theme to it. So if 1 Million Lucky were to get discontinued, like it's being rumored to be right now, because they're making room for Elixir and, of course, all the new flankers to come, this would be kind of your next best bet to get something in the same vein. Now, I'm not saying it's one-to-one clone, but similar. You know, it has that hazelnut giving off a different variety of sweetness. Of course, the tonka bean as well, giving it a little bit of a dusty feel. But still, you get a lot of fresh balance, the watery notes. Now, it's not your typical aqua, so be warned. Don't go into this one expecting a very, very cookie-cutter aquatic scent and then get upset at me when it's not that way. Here's your warning. Not your typical aquatic. But if you want something different and you want a big head turner for summertime, at a low price, by the way, KENZO Aqua. So we're going to go to the only niche fragrance that stumbled its way into the video here. One that I don't really talk about that often, but I do pick up and just smell a lot of the times. It's Morning Chest by VILHELM Parfumeries. So we've got bergamot, leather, and ambergris. It's an Aventus style scent, but a much more rich and leathery version of Aventus. Like this one has a nice heft to it, you know. A nice bulky kind of sweet depth and richness to it, whereas Aventus is more so fruity and bright, apple-y, bergamot-y, pineapple-y, all of that stuff. This one's got the black currant, but it does have a lot of that leather. It's a richer take on that DNA. Of course, Aventus itself would be great for turning heads in the summertime. I use it all the time in the summer. Gets really good reactions and feedback, and people just ask what I'm wearing all the time. But if I want something that's going to be kind of to the next level, a bit different, you know, a different take on that DNA, but still rich and maybe even somewhat daring to pull off in the summertime, this is what I would go for. Now, this is another one where people would say, oh, it's too leathery, it's too sweet, you can't wear it in summertime. Yes, you can, if you want to, that is. I have done it before, and I've enjoyed it. I've worn Hassavat in the summer before, and it ended up being a little bit too strong for my liking, so then I've dialed it back to Morning Chest in the summertime if I want an Aventus-themed fragrance without actually going with Aventus. That's kind of where I fall with this one. Big head turner, big performer, great quality, nice stuff. Next up, we've got AZZARO Chrome Sport. Nice frosted glass bottle here. Looks awesome. Grapefruit, lemon, ginger, and watery notes are some of the main notes. So this one smells, oh, I hate the atomizer. It smells like Versace Mano Fresh a little bit. You know, it's got that overwhelming amount of musk and citruses and the star fruit type of note in here. But it's got its own twist as well. Strays very far away from the AZZARO Chrome DNA, so it doesn't really smell like the original or anything like that. It really does change it up. But it's, again, a nice change of pace. If you don't like Versace Mano Fresh and you want something tweaked a little bit, if you want a cheaper version of that one, maybe for some of you, if you want a better performing version, this may perform better on some and may not on others. Skin chemistry, something that affects everyone, right? So you can kind of do some experimentation here and see if it works for you or not. I like this one, you know. If I'm not feeling Versace Mano Fresh that day, I'll go AZZARO Chrome Sport. And I found that with both fragrances, I always get good feedback. People always, at the bare minimum, say that I smell nice and that I smell pleasant. This is an old scent DNA, both of the fragrances here I'm talking about, but it still works like crazy, and if you want attention, this will do it. Next up, we have Chic by Carolina Herrera. So we've got watermelon, pepper, and cinnamon as some of the main notes. A little bit of a different note breakdown here. Nice boxy atomizer. What I like about this one is the watermelon note gives it kind of a tropical, unique smell. It's got a little bit of a spiciness, of course, cinnamon, pepper, but still it has this overwhelming kind of tropical and fun smell. You know, it almost fits in the same vein of something like Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct, which is just a melon-based scent with pepper and woods, right? Just kind of a tropical vacation type of scent. That's almost where this one falls. Now, I'm not saying it smells exactly like First Instinct, but it kind of gives you a similar feeling of just feeling relaxed, feeling at ease, feeling like you're ready to have fun. And any sort of summer event is all about having fun, and this one does that really well. A newer release up next, at least a new release as of last year, Calvin Klein DEFY. At the time of this video, this is the only version out, but I would bet you, my entire collection, that in 2 years from now, there will be a flanker to this. And if you're watching this 2 years from now, you're probably like, yep, I can confirm. Bergamot, amber, lavender, and vetiver are some of the main notes. So, problem with this one is when you first spray it on, it smells very similar to kind of YSLY EDP/EDT, kind of a blue fragrance thing. And so people immediately write it off, right? Same with Ralph's Club. People are so quick to write things off. But if you actually wear this one on your skin, and you wear it for longer than a couple minutes before you throw a fit and start pouting and wash it off, you'll find that it goes super, super vetiver heavy in the base. The dry down is fantastic, and to me, the dry down is where it's at. Don't get me wrong, I love YSLY fragrances, have all of them, love them, and so I don't hate the opening of this one, but if I want YSLY, I'll go for that one, right, if I have it. But the vetiver dry down of this one is very pleasant. It's clean, it's soapy, it's fresh, it's a bit more refined. It kind of opens up youthful, but then dries down to more of a mature smell, and I think that's pretty cool. It's not linear at all. It's very opposite. It really takes a big change here for the better. So if you are wanting to test this one out, make sure you wear it on skin, make sure you give it a proper wearing, and I think a lot of you would be pleasantly surprised. I would imagine that a lot of the people who have written this one off and hated it haven't even gotten to the dry down, and they could be missing out on something. If you like vetiver, you will love the dry down of this one. Like, it will surprise you. Like, it really will. It shocked me because it completely changed on me to the point where I was almost like, wait a minute, that's Calvin Klein DEFY? I mean, it's a big change in the dry down. The vetiver smells great. A lot of you guys, I think, would really enjoy this one in the summertime because it has that balance. It's going to be a big people pleaser. There's going to be a lot of flankers to come. Le Male on board. So we've got bergamot, geranium, tonka bean. This is kind of going to be, I guess, their next more popular summer version. You know, there's In the Navy and Airlines and Aviator, all of those, but none of those are going to get to the point of Popeye or Superman, same fragrance. This one I don't think will either. I think they just kind of messed things up, honestly, by making those limited editions. They killed all the momentum. And no, I'm not saying that this smells exactly like Popeye or Superman. It doesn't. But I think it would be their next best bet at having a smash hit summer version of Le Male. But I think at this point, this line has been so rinsed and repeated that people are just kind of over it. I think this one is really nice, though. It's my favorite fresh version of the lineup. You know, you get that balance of sweetness and freshness. It's modern, smells great. This here would be a massive attention getter. If you're going to like a music festival or something in the summertime, if you wear this stuff, you're going to have a good time. Okay, second to last fragrance, we've got Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir, and we're just going the eau de toilette here. Musk, vetiver, cardamom, cedar. So not your typical note breakdown for a summer fragrance. Like a good amount of these. Again, we're trying to change it up, do something a little bit different here. And again, it's one of those things where you just have to be brave and try things sometimes. I see this all the time. People are afraid to wear certain fragrances because maybe it smells old, maybe they don't like it, maybe they're afraid they're going to get negative reactions. I found for me that the most fun I have with fragrances is branching out and kind of trying new things and wearing stuff in public that I maybe normally wouldn't because it is daring. That's what it's all about, just experimenting and having fun. Of course, if it's going to stress you out to the point where you're losing hair and your hair's turning gray and you're sweating, then don't do that, of course. But if you're to the point in your collection where a lot of you guys are, where you're trying to experiment and try new things, it's a fun way to go. If you're just starting out, it makes sense to stick with the basic stuff here. You could also go with something like Bleu Noir Eau de Toilette Extreme. This one's going to be fresher, going to be the more kind of easygoing choice for summertime, the more basic choice, I guess, even though it's not really a basic scent. But for me, you know, I'll pull this one off. It doesn't bother me. The heat will make it develop more. It'll get a little bit stronger, richer. Smells great. This DNA is awesome for the price. Great quality, great performance, unique stuff. And last fragrance, we've got Pie Air by Givenchy. Neroli benzoin, ginger, and lavender are some of the main notes. Am I the only one that loves the look of this bottle? Absolutely love it. Video probably doesn't do it justice, but I think it looks amazing. The coloration, the frosted look on the front there ever so slightly, looks great. I love the original pie bottle as well, but this one really does have that kind of summertime look to it. What you'll find with this one though is same deal. Not your typical summer fragrance. It's very powdery, very dusty. Neroli comes in, but you're still getting the benzoin. But it's really nice. If you want a warmer weather scent that is out of the norm, that really no one else is going to be wearing, Pie Air is the way to go. And again, you have to accept the fact that these days, if you want a summertime scent that is different and that isn't Dior Sauvage, Aqua Atlantique, which I love, rest in peace, Aqua de Jo Profondo, Nautica Voyage, name any other popular summer scent. If you want something different, a lot of times you have to start to experiment and go with, you know, air fragrances like this one where it's different, or fresh fragrances with the word in it where it is different, you know, and sweeter. And that's kind of what this one does. It's a big head turner, big compliment getter, good performer, great quality, especially for the price. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me. 10 fragrances to grab attention at outdoor summer events. These are going to do it for you really well. If you want to stand out and be different, check these out. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.